On Global News Express, President Tinubu has pledged commitment to rule of law and tolerance of dissenting voices. Former Minister of Finance Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala says Nigeria needs unity, not blame game. In business, Tinubu to inaugurate revamped $115 million container terminal in airport. On the foreign scene, dozens killed in Burkina Faso military attack. And in sport, Nigeria's medals in table tennis at the 2024 Paris Paralympics. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television. Coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Anthony Momodu. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Niconsat. President Bola Tinubu has vowed to keep promoting the rule of law, adhere to principles of separation of powers, and tolerate dissenting views within the ambit of the laws of Nigeria, stating that his administration had steady progress in the effort to rebuild the country through legal and judicial reforms. The president spoke in Lagos when he declared open the annual General Conference of the Nigerian Bar Association. Tinubu, who was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, acknowledged the association's sterling history of championing democratic ideals, as well as promoting the rule of law. The president employed Nigerian lawyers and other citizens to join hands with his administration in resolutely working towards a Nigeria of everyone's dreams. In a related development, Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, has stressed the urgent need for Nigeria to move beyond political infighting and inconsistent policies that hindered the country's development since independence. Okonjo-Iweala spoke at the Nigerian Bar Association annual conference held at Eko Hotel in Lagos. She asserted that collective efforts rather than a blame game were needed to move the nation forward. The need for media organizations to refocus their attention on reporting women's health has come to the fore. At a media parley to strengthen accountability and progress in Kano State, experts say there is an urgent need for a change in approach to reporting women's health issues. Organized by the Kano State-led accountability mechanism with support from Pathfinder International, the Media Interactive meeting is geared towards encouraging journalists to report issues related to women's health across Kano State by holding government and relevant agencies accountable. Idris Jibrin has details.
Organized by the Kano State-led accountability mechanism with the support from Pathfinder International, this media interactive meeting is geared toward encouraging journalists to report issues related to women's health across Kano State by holding the government and relevant agencies accountable.
Really holding people accountable in Nigeria is difficult. Like, since I came to office, nobody holds me accountable. Even I'm happy that somebody from the house is around. They just say I should send mid-year performance, and that's all.
Over the years, government and non-governmental organizations have been working to find a lasting solution to women's related issues, which are believed to be poorly or completely underreported by the media. Hence, these experts believed that the need for change in approach is necessary.
Where exactly are we? Perhaps in strengthening this and then measuring progress, we need to also look at, are we really doing the right thing? One of the things is changing mindset, changing approach. One of the approach is this: the monitor, review, and act. Is this still the same? Is it still holding us accountable?
There's always a sad story looking at our indices of maternal mortality and perinatal mortality. So it's very crucial for us to have this kind of parley, because I think even though there are so many strategies in place that really accounts for all what is happening, even the poor indices. But then I think this is another avenue for us to see how we are going to brainstorm and have more ideas to strengthen the women's health, especially the girls' aspect.
According to the Kano State-led accountability mechanism, the problem of funding, training and manpower are some of the issues that needs to be addressed despite pocket of achievements recorded within the last couple of years.
There are a lot of barriers, if we look at it, that constrain women to access that contraceptives as they were. So these barriers can be education, can be lack of capitals, economic aspect, a lot of things. So A360 doesn't just focus on that contraceptives. We look at how we can support women to break those barriers.
While the media is expected to redouble its efforts toward reporting women's health, experts also promise to collaborate with journalists in providing data that will aid the work of the media in strengthening their commitments.
Idris Jibrin, Global Television News.
One person has been killed with several others injured after 13 houses collapsed in Kofar Mata area of Kano State. The incident followed heavy rains that wreaked havoc in the neighborhood. Again, Global Television correspondent Idris Jibrin visited the area and tells us more.
Kofar Mata have been plunged into mourning after heavy rains caused significant damage, resulting in the collapse of 13 mold-built houses. The tragic incident led to the death of a woman known locally as Maman Abba. According to local accounts, the tragedy occurred on Saturday when one of the collapsed buildings fell on the woman and her child while they were asleep. Hajia Baba Lare, the sister of the deceased, recounted the heartbreaking incident, highlighting the devastation caused by the heavy rains. On Friday, it rained heavily and there was a loud thunderstorm. Since then, I could not sleep. I got up and was praying in the name of Allah. After the thunderstorm, not up to 15 minutes later, the room collapsed on her and her child while they were sleeping. Aisha Yahaya Gidan Shayi, who narrowly escaped with her children from one disaster, faced another tragic event when the building they were in collapsed on them. We were fast asleep after dawn when suddenly we heard a loud crash. I woke up to find myself trapped under the rubble. I saw some children wailing and told them to stop crying and recite the Islamic phrase, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun, because I thought it was the end of us. One of my daughter managed to get up and run away. A total of 13 houses, including those belonging to Balaraba Yahaya, Aisha Yunusa, Zainab Muhammad, Usman Bello, and several others in the Kofar Mata area were affected by the incident. Muhammad Jibrin, a community leader in the Kofar Mata, reported that authorities have yet to take any action or response to the disaster. Up until now, the government has not done anything about it. But within our community, even before the building collapsed, the youth had come together to clear and sanitize the environment and remove all the garbage in our water channels. He's urging to the government to provide assistance to the community in the wake of the disaster, while appealing to local authorities to come to their aid. Idris Jibrin, Global Television News.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria has denied claims that over 600 Nigerian pilgrims remained in Saudi Arabia after performing lesser Hajj in the country. Former Kaduna Central Senator Shehu Sani, in a tweet on his official X handle, had made the claim, raising concerns about the Saudi authorities tightening visa rules. However, the Commission's Deputy Director of Public Affairs, Fatima Usara, denied the claims, noting that neither the Saudi or Nigerian authorities had a record of such persons. Sokoto State Government says it will investigate claims made by the United Nations Children's Fund UNICEF regarding alleged theft and sale of nutrition supplements donated to the state to improve the health of malnourished children. The fund's Chief of Field Officer for Sokoto, Kebbi, and Zamfara states, Michael Juma, had raised the alarm during a quarterly policy makers meeting in Sokoto. He said that the supplement provided by donors and distributed to healthcare centers across various communities were misappropriated by individuals within the system, who colluded with traders to sell them to unintended recipients. The Kogi State chapter of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has asked the local executive committee in Ijumu to initiate immediate suspension proceedings against Senator Dino Melaye following his recent outburst when he declared the party dead. The party's elders, led by Ibrahim Dansofo, disclosed this in a statement made available to newsmen in Lokoja. The party said the move is necessary to restore its integrity and focus on viable leadership. Delta and Kogi states have activated their camps for the internally displaced persons after the federal government alerts both states alongside Niger, Kwara, Anambra and Imo of an impending rise of the River Niger water level. Minister of Finance Wale Edun made the disclosure that the National Economic Council has approved 3 billion naira to support farmers in Kebbi and other states affected by flooding. The flooding advisory to the states came on the heels of the warning issued by the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency regarding the increasing volumes of River Niger. The proposed meeting between the federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities initially scheduled for today has been postponed. The union's president, Emmanuel Osodeke, confirmed that the meeting, which was previously announced by the Minister of Education on Friday, will no longer hold. Although no reason was given for the postponement, the meeting is now expected to take place on Wednesday, August 28th. Troops of the 1 Division Nigerian Army Kaduna have killed a terrorist and recovered a keg of arms and ammunition during a clearance operation in the state. The Acting Deputy Director, Army Public Relations, Lieutenant Colonel Musa Yaya, in a statement in Kaduna, said the operation was conducted in the general areas of Sabumbiri, Dogon Dawa, Madore, Ngede Afa, and Rafin Kaji. He said during the operation, troops made contact with terrorist elements, leading to a firefight that resulted in the killing of 1 terrorist, while others fled with suspected gunshot injuries. Bandits have adopted over 150 persons and rustled over 1,000 cattle in some villages in Gobe, Emirate of Sokoto State. The incident happened few days after the death in kidnappers' den of the Emir of Gobe, Alhaji Isa Muhammad Bawa, who was also the district head of Gatawa. Hundreds of youths in the area eventually staged a protest after the killing of the district head, forcing the state government to impose a curfew on Sabumbiri. You're watching News Express on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When News Express returns, Tinubu to inaugurate revamped $115 million container terminal in Onne Port. Details of these and more after this break. Please stay with us. Welcome back from the break. This is Global Television bringing you live broadcasts of News Express. Thank you for staying with us. In business, President Bola Tinubu will officially inaugurate the upgraded West African Container Terminal in Rivers State on September 4th. In a statement, West Africa Container Terminal said the terminal located within the oil and gas free zone in Onne, Rivers State, has undergone a significant upgrade, which began in 2021. The terminal is operated by APM Terminals and regarded as Nigeria's largest and most efficient container terminal outside Lagos. The federal government has declared that the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited does not have the funds required to rebuild old pipelines. Minister of State for Petroleum Resources Henneken Lokogbiri stated these at the Energy and Labour Summit 2024 organized by the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria in Abuja. Lokogbiri, while speaking about the divestment of international oil companies and the need to ramp up production, emphasized that Nigeria also needs to repair its pipelines, which he said are old, corroded, and expired. Enugu State Government has announced the commencement of the payment of local government retirees' pensions. A statement by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Chidebere Onya, says over 7,000 eligible pensioners had received their payments following a thorough biometric verification process. Onya says the verification exercise conducted by the Local Government Pensioners Biometric Verification Committee had identified and eliminated 2,640 ghost and deceased pensioners who were still receiving payments. The government says the move is part of the administration's effort to clear outstanding pensions and gratuity inherited from previous governments, ensuring that legitimate retirees receive their deserved benefits, the statement indicated. There are indications that the federal government's committee that was set up to ensure the implementation of the crude oil sales to local refineries in Naira will further discuss the pricing of petroleum motor spirit, popularly called petrol, to be released by the Dangote Petroleum Refinery next month. Multiple officials, both among oil marketers and members of the Implementation Committee on Crude Oil Sales in Naira, under the leadership of the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wole Edun, confirms that the panel will be holding a series of meetings this week and in the coming weeks on the development. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, says the lack of proper identification of the investors is a key factor contributing to the unclaimed dividends. Speaking during a recent interview, the Commission's Director General, Emomotimi Agama, said this was identified as a major challenge by the SEC and the Committee for Identity Management for the Capital Market. He stated that technology would play a crucial role in addressing this challenge, with SEC working to ensure that investors are properly identified to facilitate the payment of dividends. Civilians are among the dozens of people killed in an attack by militants in Burkina Faso, local and security sources says. Jihadist rebels affiliated with Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State group have waged a grinding insurgency since 2015 in Burkina Faso that has killed thousands and displaced 2 million people. The latest attack was carried out by armed men in the village of Bassa Logo in the north-central Burkina Faso. On the foreign scene, the Dutch Data Protection Authority has announced that it has fined the ride-hailing app Uber €290 million, approximately $324 million, for transferring the personal data of European drivers to U.S. servers. The regulator said the transfers were what it called a serious violation of the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation, as they failed to approximately protect their drivers' information. The authority noted that Uber collected sensitive information of European drivers, including tax licenses, location data, photos, payment details, identity documents, and in some cases, even criminal and medical data of drivers. In sports, Nigeria's 8-man table tennis squad to the 2024 Paralympics in Paris, tutored by Nasiru Sule, says it is determined to bring medals home from the event that begins on Thursday, August 29th. The Paralympics starts on Wednesday, August 28th, and runs till September 8th. The Nigerian team of 6 men and 2 women will compete in doubles, mixed doubles, and singles events. Impressed with his heroics in the CAF Confederations Cup against El Kanemi Warriors, Cheetahs of Benin Republic coach Gano Raw has hinted about the inclusion of Daje FC goalkeeper Karim Rahman in his list of players to prosecute next month's 2025 African Cup of Nations duel against Nigeria and Libya. Raw described Daje's win over Nigerian side as a morale booster and stated that Rahman, who impressed in the match, will be listed for the upcoming international matches for the Cheetahs. Swedish football manager Sven-Göran Eriksson, who coached England from 2001 to 2006, has died Monday at the age of 76 after a battle with pancreatic cancer. His agent, Bo Gustafsson, says he passed away peacefully this morning with his family around him at his home. As we end the Global TV News Express, let's take a look at some of our top stories.